Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Jim Rohn. My friends, that is exactly what we do. 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. That is all we ask. As markets are getting close to closing today, 4 minutes away, we see stocks and bonds are down, gold and Bitcoin up, gold rebounding nicely. We'll get to that in just one moment. Now, what do we have happening this week in the S&P 500? We're right there at average volume. We have a red spinning top. It would have made things easier maybe if it were green, but it's not green. It's red, and we're going to have to watch, wait, and see just what happens this next week. We can see that the market has been really hammering down since Tuesday, down a lot in the morning. Not quite as much, it doesn't look like. Yeah, not quite as much in the afternoon. Look at all that volume, both in the morning and afternoon. Look at all the volume that we've seen since Monday afternoon. Of course, for that reason, we can see that we have decent volume throughout the week this week. And we can see here on the two-day candle, and remember, of course, markets were closed for Jimmy Carter's funeral. And as we look at the Wednesday-Friday candle, you can see that we have average volume there on the two-day, decently below the weekly trend line, below the weekly trend line. And we have that red spinning top on the two-day chart, just below the trend line with average volume. So indecision, still have that weight pushing it down as the market just continues to nose over, seeking price discovery. And again, the bears not beating out the bulls as far as the candlestick goes, but overall pushing down. Now, what do we see on the NASDAQ 100? By the way, S&P 1.45% right now, NASDAQ 1.47% down. We have another red spinning top. Now, I can try to somehow connect a candle here. Man, that ain't much of a trend line, but it's something. We are below it on the two-day. Look at all that volume. Look at all the volume going all the way back to Monday, the 30th of December. All that volume on the two-day chart as things have continued to sink. So that is pushing it down. But again, on the weekly, lots of indecision right there at a doji. And of course, similar to the S&P starting on Tuesday, we had everything moving down. Now on the S&P, yeah, it was Tuesday afternoon too. If I said Monday, forgive me, but it was Tuesday afternoon where things started cracking down. So that is where we are as far as stocks go. Lots of indecision there, but with the weight of downward pressure. And again, with this kind of volume, again, we want to see if it's going to break one way or the other and make some kind of strong, decisive move that we can follow. Right now, too indecisive for us to be able to do much with it. What's up with 20-year U.S. government bonds? Down again. I mean, you can just see how they are trudging down. Just keep on moving. We go all the way back to where we had that bump up in early December. And then since then, it has been almost the whole time red down candles. And you can look back over the last week in particular at all the volume. You can see all the volume on this two-day chart, both the Monday, Tuesday, and the Wednesday, Friday. And of course, for the last now, we're 5 weeks in. After the red rotating over, we had the red spinning top. Things accelerated the next week on the 16th, beginning the 16th of December, and has just been plummeting down since then. So we are, of course, short on bonds. What about gold? Gold popping up for the day, 1%. Look at this. We've got average volume. We've gone from sliding sideways with that downward pressure to popping up above the weekly trend line. We have 3 up candles. That prior one, that is the Monday, Tuesday of this week, not a strong one, a green spinning top. But again, this latest candle, lots of volume, really pushing up strong. And you can see for the last 3 days as the gold market has been pushing up quite strongly. And again, as we move through this week, we have lots of volume. Gold may have turned the corner on this sideways slide and down move. We'll see how the new week starts. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin up a little bit, 0.69% for the day. But overall, you can see where things pushed down in the morning, popped up in the afternoon. If we look overall at 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin, you can see where things, while the U.S. market was closed, Bitcoin is, of course, traded 24/7. It was moving up on Thursday and then into Friday, that is Thursday evening, on the 195-minute chart into Friday, after it had been collapsing down since Tuesday all the way into Thursday late afternoon, and then that's when things turned around. So we did have Bitcoin climb up a little bit, but look how it ended the week. That's where we are on the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart. We look at where things are here on the ETF. You can see decent volume down here, getting up to average, not quite average on the 2-day. And you can see on the half day, these 2.5 days of down movement popping up in the afternoon. We still have that. We still have that weight, although we do have the green spinning top and average volume here. We'll see if that's going to be enough to counteract those 2 prior weeks of down movement. That is where we are as we pull this week to a close. We so appreciate you being with us. If you have any questions, problems, concerns, we're always happy to hear from you. cw@chartingwealth.com. Thank you so much, folks. God bless. Have a great weekend. Let's get excited about a new coming week.